underprivileged, they work hard, they play basketball, and then playing high school, they're great. Then they get into college recruitment, they get to college, and maybe in high school they say, okay, you played great, we can have you on TV, on the big screen, our advertisers pay a lot of money, you'll get really famous, here's $1 million for you. So they get $1 million, right? Great, that's documentaries. Beautiful, amazing documentaries, so much wisdom in them. The person, basketball player, young guy, gets $1 million. There's actually, you guys everybody knows Michael Jordan? Everybody knows Michael Jordan, right? Like if you've ever heard of Jordan Nikes, you know Jordan. Okay, yeah, because you know Jordan. There was somebody as good, if not even better than him, who was playing with him at the college level. Okay? Just imagine two Michael Jordans. Imagine them competing against the one-on-one team. It would have been great. But guess what happened? The guy got some money. And he found a bad friend. And the bad friend said, man, let's do some drugs. I got drugs, man. Let's party. He got into the NBA. He got accepted to the NBA. Let's celebrate. What you want to celebrate? In America, you got to celebrate. Celebrating. That one friend of a friend of a friend said, man, let me show you how to celebrate. Try this. He died that night. Overdose. So, if you don't have the foundation to handle money, why would Allah give you the money if you can't handle it? Right? You wouldn't give your kid the keys to your car, he doesn't know how to drive. Right? Why are you saying, man, I'm struggling making money? If you don't have the foundation, why would Allah want to give you money? Man, my banda, some things might happen to him. He might get involved in something wrong, right? So the main thing is establishing the foundation. So with that, inshallah, this will not be education to make you financially successful, but also simple. And with that, let me introduce
So we'll stick to our schedule. Sorry for that, basically, because main objective is we can finish things on time. So, Vikas, introduce yourself. Darish, come.
Thank you, Darish bhai. Thank you for the start of this course, basically, thank you all for joining us today, basically, and let me introduce myself. Basically, so for myself, I have been with different companies in the past. Mostly, I worked with 15 years with different banks, and among these banks, I have worked with different finances, and some of these banks basically. Okay, thank you. Yes. Okay.
That's coming on left side. The speaker comes on left side.
Yeah. Okay. That's it.
I think put the left side. That side is wrong. No,
Okay.
it's right. Yes.
Okay. So myself, my name is Vikas Hussain, and I work with different banks, and some of these banks, Bank of Nizam Bank, and Daltonvi, and in the United States, I work with GPS, and I have been working with finance industry for almost 15 years, and I have good experience with managing finances. In back 2021, I started my own company, Morphology Tax. This is my company name, Morphology Tax, and I'm here to educate you guys about the taxes and how taxes are implemented in the United States, and obviously how taxation is implemented in the United States and different states. So that's my role basically, to educate you how to form companies and what are the benefits of forming companies. Okay. So most of the businesses they fail actually because they don't have the structure. We have realized that when I started coming in Marfa back in 2021. At that time, I realized that we don't have a financial education about creating how we can create companies and how we can. There's a one part of how to do business, but how can we create financial education about creating companies and how to do manage our taxes. So that's where I started. Okay, let me start handling this part, and that's where most of the businesses fail because they don't have legal structure and they don't have guidance basically, and that's where we are doing this. Before you guys start any business or you guys have any question, you can come to Marfa. We are here on weekends, so definitely you guys can reach us to us. And other than that, so basically what happens when we don't do things by laws, basically there are penalties related to when we are forming businesses, and if we are, say for we are doing business without registering that business in United States, there are some penalties related to that. And with those penalties, you can, there are heavy penalties. And obviously if you all guys are not not working as an LLC, somebody can sue you basically, and if there are more problems you are going to face later on. So it's better to have some kind of a legal structure you guys should follow. There are different structures you guys can follow. We'll go over that today. Some of them we'll go over that, and some of them we'll go later. So commonly, these problems like penalties, I discussed about that. Specifically, if you are doing business with any e-commerce business, for that we will have like other penalties like frozen. Basically, we can have frozen accounts, and we will have like violations, basically citations, and all that kind of stuff. When the other team comes there, they're gonna explain you in deeply. But those things are part of, because you are not working with an umbrella of LLC basically. LLC or company structure, you are not following the structure of that.
So if you
For
can explain us in a better way that what type of companies are structured by that way,
yes.
LLP or C Corp or
So in the next few slides, we'll see what are the different structures. Basically, we have generally easiest is basically sole proprietor. When the business start, normally we start with sole proprietors. Say for you have a concept and you just want to test, trial and test. In that phase, we will just go as a sole proprietor. In that way, so what happens basically, you are trying a concept basically whether that concept is feasible or not. Once you pass certain stages, like there are some criteria, then you can study. Then that indicates basically you are serious about that business and that business is generating revenue. At that time, you can switch to LLC, and there are more. When you move to LLC again, LLC is limited liability company. There are types of structure you can follow there. Again, after some time, you start feeling like, okay, I want to grow more business. I want to bring more equity in business. I want to bring shareholders. Basically, I want other people's money also to be invested in my business as a startup. At that time, basically, you're gonna start considering to move into a S corp or C corp basically. So these are the structure we're gonna discuss these in detail, and what are the benefits, pros and cons of all these companies basically. And yeah, so that's where we're gonna educate to you guys today. And after that, if you guys have any question, you can ask me. So yeah, so Amazon or any other business, basically they are, when you are, so idea is basically when you are selling any product online or you are doing providing anybody services, whatever money you are earning, you have to report that to government. Okay, it cannot be like you are earning money even if you are working on a cash somewhere, you still have to report that one. That person who is giving you money, if he is not reporting, it's up to him. But if you're getting some cash, so still you have to report that money basically. So that's a myth you guys have. Okay, I'm working on cash, you don't have to report that kind of a stuff. No, it's not like that. Whatever earning you are getting, you have to report it to IRS if you want to stay compliant. Okay, so that's the underlying thing. Okay, so our goal is to start clean, compliant, and scalable. Because if in the start we are not clear about our goals, basically, then again we are going to be focusing too much on our selves, basically on small things, basically. So if our goal is not clear, we will not go far. And again, because of these small hurdles, we have not envisioned basically. So that's where we will have we need to have clear goal where we want to see our business in 5 year, 10 year, and what kind of results we want to get. So that's where we need to have clear goals basically, and that's where we're gonna learn here. Okay, so this was just give you guys a hint basically what kind of people doing online e-commerce business. These are the countries. I got some stats on that. Basically, there are 3 million live stores. Basically, more than 3 million live stores in United States. Basically, and again, like followed by United Kingdom, UK, and all small countries. But still, just want to give you guys to give you guys that it's not. There are many stores, many people are doing business in mattress sales, so we need to think about this, how we can establish our business there. Okay. Okay. So here comes the right structure for the business. Basically, sole proprietor comes first. Basically, sole proprietor is basically again, it's very easy to start. As I said in the start, it's very easy to start, and we can have like high personal liability. Basically, your whatever business you guys are doing, it's gonna be or your personal, so personal liability is very high in this because your personal finances are not separated from your business. So if somebody, it becomes very hard for you to distinguish between your personal and business. Remember always keep your business and personal separate. So that's the way every successful business runs their business. So again, as I said, the sole proprietor, you guys are in this stage basically. We are testing our ideas. Most of us, when we are having ideas, we keep ourselves in this area. But as soon we get serious about that business, so at that time uh, we need to move to LLC, which is the most common basically. And in this type of company basically, we will have some part of a liability protection basically, and depending on which structure we are going, there are multi-member also in this one, but that's an advanced concept. But still, we can hold some number of shareholder, but those shareholders needs to be very close to you basically.
So Vikas, little bit, what is liability basically? Just one
Yes.
example, so by that way people can understand in a better way.
So liability, if you are doing a car business, I will start with the car business. Somebody came to you, you fixed his brakes, and now he went to on the road, and something bad happened, and his brakes did not work, and he ran into any accident. At that time,
Speaker is working this. So I can help.
no, yeah, that's not working.
This is working. So what is liability point of view? Keep in mind because when you are doing e-commerce business, in e-commerce one challenge is because you are selling different products, and when people use those products, there will be some consequences. Example, basically, you are selling a soap, and somebody has allergy to soap, basically, maybe some ingredient. No, that guy, what that guy will do? He'll file a lawsuit. No, if you have no proper structure for that LLC, limited liability company, then what happens? That guy can file a lawsuit, and whatever house or you have, that will be basically adjusted there. So keep in mind, in business, the most important thing is the legal structure. Protect yourself, protect, because doing business is good, mashallah, but we have to learn the legal structure for that also.
Yes.
So that is the liability. Yes, please.
So again, like when we are not considering all these factors, like as I was giving example, so something can happen if you are not protected with that liability. So that's where like okay, again it comes like how much liability somebody is suing you for, and how much you affected him. So all that those kind of factors they are included in LLC basically. Over here you will start getting when you are doing with business with other companies also, they're gonna ask you this question basically, how much coverage you are having. Show us proof that your business. All that kind of stuff will happen in LLC.
For example, the sole proprietor, right,
Mm-hmm.
is easy to start.
Yes.
So when anyone is starting a new business,
Mm-hmm.
should start with sole proprietor or should jump into LLC right away
So
in order to protect from the liability.
yes, if you guys are concerned about leverage, we are doing some kind of a business which is gonna be having. It depends on business to business basically, and it's not a one shoe fit for all basically. So what kind of business you are? Obviously, running a car mechanic shop without insurance, we are taking too much risk. Basically. No, nobody's gonna tell you that go for sole proprietor. So it depends on what kind of a business you are doing. Again, e-commerce business, we're gonna see good products we are focusing on. So if you are picking up from some product and just delivering to somebody, there might be you can rely on that person. Might be he might be having that issue. You can have some kind of leverage in that. So it depends on what kind of a product you are doing and all that kind of. But still, it's recommended. It's highly recommended to have go for the LLC basically. The business better is LLC. Always is LLC, and it's not. It's very cheap basically. It's not very hard to manage
So
basically.
how much is the cost as a cost perspective, if I'm gonna make one LLC, in what is the cost basically as a state level cost?
Yes, on the state level, all comes together few hundreds basically. It's not like 1,000. So like generally it stays under 300, 400, not more than
Yes,
that.
$120.
Yes.
Yes, in
So
Pennsylvania
yeah.
that is $120. So that cost basically protect you from lot of things.
It protects you a lot of things. Again, IRS, it's free. Basically, you can go just file within like a 5-10 minutes. You can create your accounts, and over there you can create your companies. But with when you are filing for your states, respective states, they have some filing fees and annual fees. So they have some
So
every
you
state is
you are here
different.
basically today from 6:30 to 8:30 to teach us that
Yes.
if anybody has those questions in person, they can come and ask the questions.
Yes, during this time from Maghrib Isha, normally we have a discussion time, and during that time you guys can come to me. I'm over here on the weekend, especially on the Saturdays, so you guys can come to me and ask any question, anything you guys are doing. So you guys are most
Are you
welcome.
charging your fees?
Not at the moment, but I will not at the moment for the Marfa.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah.
So okay, so okay, so where to form your LLC? Basically, there are few states basically which are. I give you example of LLC. So most of the guys over here, what I see is basically you guys are starting. So you guys don't no need to worry about C corp or S corp because it's going to be waste of time for you guys. When you guys reach to that level, then we can discuss that. But just to give you example, like C corp and S corp, we are shareholders, and there are number of restrictions basically in C corp. As of we have 100 shares, we cannot go beyond that, and all of them needs to be local to United States. They need to be registered with C Corp. What happens is we have unlimited shareholders, and we can have a foreign person also as a shareholder in C Corp. There are restrictions for every company structure, and when you guys are, if anybody wants to discuss that on an individual basis, case to case basis, I can discuss with them, not for everybody. So yeah, there are the special structures, so we're not going to waste time. Again, we're going to stick to LLC basically.
And why home state? That is the point basically.
So
Why like what
yeah.
is the benefit of that if I'm registering basically
So
myself as a home state?
so what happens is basically when you decide to file create a company. So what happens is first thing is where you want to register. So forming an LLC online with the IRS, that's one step. The second step is your state where should you form your company. And the best thing is where you stay because you need an address. And when you're forming a company in uh, outside state, then you're gonna need address from there or somebody who is gonna be having offices there. So they charge you fees basically there. So there are generally
So I'll put more light on that. So the main point is I'll keep disturbing Vikas basically new things are coming because in business the main one point is basically for example Vikas is staying in New York and he formed the LLC in New York. Now what is the benefit of that? Now when you're gonna go make your account on different places on like Amazon or Walmart or anywhere, they'll ask you a few documents. That is your bank statement. What is the address on your bank statement? Or basically TikTok basically, or these all TikTok is also e-commerce platform. So you have to keep in mind this is very important that when you are filing that should be better. My suggestion is as a starting point that go yes there are a lot of options. So home state where you are living, use your home address, and there are benefit of that also. Down the road when you file, you can declare your basically when your business will start making money. So you can basically declare your home as a office address, and you can deduct the taxes also. Like you can say that I'm using my this is my home address and the rent what I'm paying I can deduct the taxes basically what taxes owed. So Vikas will talk about that. So
yeah.
that one point came in my mind. Yes.
Yes. So again, like the home state, the most recommended. Again, if you are getting any red letters from IRS, somebody's gonna send it back to you or no when you are not in your home state. This is on your so so you should be having like a home state address, and where best is your personal address. If you are not, if you want to go another level, okay, I want to go more complex. Then there are basically Wyoming and Delaware are the states which we recommend basically. So they have like business friendly structures basically over there because they are very spot. In New York, you will get later, I know, like a 3-4 weeks to form the company and all that kind of stuff because they have a lot of applications coming in depending on every state's nature, basically the way they do business and all that kind of stuff. So these are the states which have very good structure, and they generally support new businesses, and they have a good structure there. They provide a lot of support there. So first is home state, wherever you live. That's the recommendation. If you don't want to go there, then we have Wyoming and Delaware. These are the recommended states basically. keep in mind there is no tax haven. So it's not like you guys are living in Dubai basically where you have 0% taxes. So whatever money you are earning, you have to give that one portion of that money to IRS or for the government because yeah, there are ways to reduce your tax liability, but that's separate. But whatever money you guys are earning, yeah, it's not a tax haven. Basically, you have to give taxes on whichever state you guys are. So it depends on some state is charging 6% on sales tax, some state is charging 8%. So it depends on which state you guys are living. But these are the states which are recommending government and that will keep that money. And again, there are complex filing requirements for every state, so we can go over there. But key rules: keep everything simple and stay in your home states. That's it. Okay, so the next thing is basically what we need to do when we are doing businesses. Basically, when we are starting any business, first thing is when we start doing business, we need to have EIN number. It's just like social security. Most of you guys have having social security here, so you need to have social security number for with the EIN is basically it's an
Employer identification number.
EIN. So employer identification number. It's similar to social security, but anybody can go and search what kind of business this company is doing. So that's where EIN, it's free basically. You can go to the IRS and get like within 5-10 minutes you will get the IRS as long as you have complete documentation. Okay, again, with EIN number, what benefit you can get is basically you can open your bank account, you can deposit your contractor's money, or you can do a lot of things with EIN number because everybody's gonna ask you there. Amazon is gonna ask you when you guys are opening account with them. So EIN is like social security for us in this country in terms of business. So the next thing is when you're opening an account, go for the business checking account. Again, some banks they charge you money for that, especially Bank of America and all these big banks. They charge you a lot of money. So, but stay with the small banks which are near to your house or where you live, and that's the recommendation. Basically, there are some banks which don't charge fees also. So normally stay with those kind of banks. And again, keep your personal and business funding separate. Basically, don't put your income directly personal income to business, and doesn't make any sense. Sometime down the road, sometime if an audit happens, it's gonna be hard to explain all these transactions in our business account. So it's better not to keep everything separate. Basically, again, all these documents when you create you get an when you get EIN number, you got bank account, all these things are going to be needed when you guys are creating online account with Amazon seller center. Basically over there you're going to need everything there, so they're going to verify you, and yeah, it's super straightforward process, but still you're going to need everything there. They're going to ask you
They'll
whether
ask LLC, they'll ask FEIN, EIN, they'll ask business bank account, they'll
yes,
ask your home address. So
yes,
these all things are needed, so that's important.
they will verify live and all depending on what kind of a company you are creating. So that's gonna happen there because they want to verify whoever is selling, whoever is coming on their platform. It's a legit person and he's not gonna scam people basically. So they're gonna do make sure that everything is right. Okay, so the next thing is basically I'm going to focus on when we are doing business with Amazon. Basically, how do Amazon or any online business? So by IRS, basically these companies they are supposed to remit sales tax by their own. Basically, they have criteria. So I think in the 2025 it was 20,000 or something like that. So if your sales are more than that, they're gonna do less than that basically. So they're gonna do automatically filing to they're gonna report that to IRS. Okay, so they will send it to directly to IRS. But it's not they are doing your sales basically. So you guys have to stay on top of it basically. How much tax they are sending it to IRS. buyers. Basically, you need to, because if something is not it's not validated or it's not correct, then you need to make it correction before end of year. So Amazon key point is basically Amazon is doing automation there, but still you guys have to manage your sales tax, and sales tax depends on wherever you guys are selling that product also. Okay, so if somebody is buying product from California, so you need to because you are selling to California state, so it's going to be different. So all there is a complexity in this, and that's where that platform is already providing you, and they are transmitting that sales tax to that, reporting that to their local state department. Okay. So again, the next thing is basically when we are registering with Amazon. So over there uh, we need to have licenses basically. If you guys are selling a product, you pick up a product that need a license basically, and that license means like some kind of regulatory according to FDA, or some you guys are creating new product, so that needs FDA approval and all that kind of stuff. Then you need to have everything. You need to have a proper documentation, and you need to have licenses if you guys are selling that product on Amazon. So when we reach to the Amazon, how to create an account, and in that presentation we will go through all that, what kind of licenses are generally required. But as long as setting up an account and from taxes point of view, nothing much is there. But just to give you idea, so whatever product you guys are selling, keep that in mind. If we need licenses or FD approvals, or if you guys are selling some products related to healthcare, or you say some medication, that kind of stuff, then you will need approval in regards to that. Okay. Okay. So the next thing is how to understand basically. If you there are three parts basically. We need to understand how taxation is done basically. So everybody knows there is a federal tax, okay? And in terms of business, what happens is when you are doing a business, so you need to have whatever money you are earning, so you need to pay taxes on that, and on whatever, especially on the profit basically. So and on the profit, you have to put depending on how much profit it is. So you have to again, it depends on how much profit you guys are having. So after once that profit is calculated, you need to pay taxes on that profit. It's been paid to IRS automatically when we are filing taxes. At that time, you can directly pay to IRS. And some depending on nature of your business, some businesses we have to pay quarterly, and some businesses we have to file annually. And so it's not like you have like say for a $1 million business, and you have like 400,000 of tax liability for that year, and now you cannot wait for year to end basically. So so you need to remit every quarter some money basically to government basically. So that's the general practice. So they don't wait. And if you guys are following that, then again it becomes totally different. Again, we are very small, and we will grow stronger when but when once we reach to that level, we will discuss on that. But just to give you guys the hint that we have to quarterly we have to do filings when we come to the business. But again, if we are starting with LLC, a small LLC, yes, we can go for the yearly filing with our personal returns. So these are some of the form 1040. Everybody knows, should be knowing about it. This is the form we will have. We need to have form 1040, and then again we will have the again same with the whatever state we are having. New York State, we will have say for New York State, California, every state will have their own income tax. We need to report that, and that will all flow to your personal, or depending on what type of structure you are calling. For LLC, the one I'm recommending right now, you guys, everything is going to flow to your personal return directly on the Schedule C that I mentioned. So roughly self-employment tax, because you are earning money by your own, so it's like a 15.3% for as general rule, but it can vary per case to case. Okay. So the next thing is basically bookkeeping practices. So what happens is basically when your business start growing, at that time you need to have different expenses. You can do everything on Excel sheet also, but it's going to eat up your time, and I don't recommend that. These businesses are very like so So what happens is basically you need to have some kind of software. So if, like a $20 subscription can remove everything burden from you. Better to have it. So that's the one of the I recommend go for the bookkeeping. Go for refund.
QuickBook.
Everything is managed there. Refunds
Yeah,
and charges.
QuickBook. There's Waves app. Waves app is free software, so you
Waves
can.
is there,
Yeah.
and there are like Odo and all that
Yeah,
type
there
of,
are a lot of
yes.
things basically. Yes.
So all of these things they are available in the, but industry standard is QuickBooks. Basically, it provides very good services, and it has a very good and anybody can do it themselves, but if it's a simple structure. So so I will go quickly over through the slide because I have just 5 minutes left or less than that. So the on the year end with the Amazon business, what we will get is basically 1099K basically. In that 1099K, we will have all of our expenses, whatever the sales we have done basically, and that will have again as I was telling you, like 20K and 200 transactions. So that kind of there is a restriction on that. Then they will issue for it will come to you. Otherwise, if it's under that, they're not going to issue. You can, they're going to make it themselves directly direct your taxes to IRS. Okay, so once that form is issued, it will be reported to IRS. Don't think IRS doesn't know; they know everything. You guys are big, so they will know exactly how much you need to pay, and you will get letters if you guys have not paid taxes. And they are looking for the mismatches for general purpose. You need to reconcile monthly and expenses and earning. Okay, so this is one of the, I just took an example of what kind of 1099 and how much it's going to look like. And it's just like, it will have, it's just like a W2 with EIN and everything, but it will have more details basically from month by month, how much you have and everything. So, this is the letter you will get from Amazon basically or any other store you get. Okay, so I was telling you guys for the QuickBooks. So generally, this is the structure. If you guys are following, like you guys can create this in Excel sheet or whatever software. But this is the expectation from IRS basically that you guys need to have every year. This needs to be maintained. If you guys are not maintaining it, anytime they can ask you basically to raise the profit and loss for the that year. So at least 5 years back audit will guys need to have that. So this is from the QuickBooks you can have this kind of report. Again, there's some more detail. It will have monthly expenses, what's the payroll expense, what are the utilities you guys are paying. So everything is going to be there. This is the expectation from the IRS that something should be by a monthly basis. It should be reported, and you guys need to have some kind of
So
software.
class time is over. Next
Yes.
class.
So this is the last few slides. Few slides. So
Time is over.
so yeah, thank you
Yes.
for all
So
that.
give me back so I can
And
read the
yes.
whole QuickBooks account. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So I'll go basically. Few people came later on. So first and the most important thing is everything should be legal. Don't do anything basically which is illegal. When you are building basically businesses, we have to follow the laws of state and laws of country. That is basically the most important thing what we have to do. So as a Muslim, basically, that is one basically like we are putting uh, Islam. If we are doing illegal things or something, basically people will not say that oh somebody from Pakistan did that. They'll say that a Muslim did that. So for that reason, whenever you do something, you have to do 100% legal. That is the most important thing. For doing legal, the first step is you'll form your LLC. LLC is the easiest way, liability limited liability company. That LLC will be formed in your state. You can use your home address, and then when you form your LLC, after that you have to go on FEIN. Basically, website will teach you everything. Basically, here from 6:30 to 8:30, that is regular routine. You will sit with these all professionals. They can guide you how you can do that, how you can make things happen. So that's the time. So then you have to file FEIN, Federal Employer Identification Number, that you need basically. When you got that, then you have to go to your bank, local bank, basically open your bank account. When you open your bank account, your next step is basically no, you need just have to collect your utility bill. So document wise, you are ready for basically starting your business. So now there are different businesses. Keep in mind, we are not promoting just Amazon or Walmart or anything. Basically, our main objective is do business. And when you are doing any business, any business, that's the main thing that can grow big. And when it grow big, then automatically it will keep basically adding liabilities on you. So if you do things in the right way, every single expense basically that should be noted down, every single thing should be on paper, so that will make your life a lot easier. That is the most important thing. And now, example, basically I give the example of Vikas is doing job. From job he's making 100,000, example, maybe he's making much higher. So that is basically from job. And now he's running his business also. So from his business he's making another 100,000. What mistake generally we mix up the accounts. Don't do that. The 100,000 what he made from job, that already paid the taxes. But the 100,000 what he's making from business, that owes the taxes. If we put all $200,000 into one account, then what will be the result? The problem will be basically now he has to pay the taxes on 200,000. So every single penny basically you have to save. That is the important thing. So legal structure is the most important thing in business. So step one is basically don't get confused, don't go into too much basically. Main thing is take it easy. We are here to help you out. This is the main basically vision, this is the main mission. So we are your brothers, we are here to basically guide you in each and every step to make business easy for you guys. Because it's so complex, so many things, and if your business will be easy, when you take right steps, inshallah, things will go in next direction by the grace of Allah. So that was basically because we started from fear, because that's the main thing. Whenever many people don't do business because of Uncle Sam. Oh, Uncle Sam will come basically. Oh, I have to pay the taxes. Man, when you are making money, what is wrong in paying taxes? When you are making a lot of money, okay, from that, keep it as a liability. That's fine. So you have to, even many people, many Muslims make, I call that money as a pillow money.
You were going to go to this place over the weekend. How'd that go? They will love you. So much so, to the point where this one time there was a meeting and I was late, really late, 10 minutes late. Usually people don't wait. They waited because they were other options. Sometimes they'll say, oh, this has PCF on it. We put upgraded tires, leather seats. They always, almost always make you want to pay more than what you intended.